everyone, welcome back to another episode of Scratch. Today we will learn how to make the character move left and right. We will learn how to change the character and change the backdrop. So let's get started. As you see, I am loading into the Scratch editor. Okay. So first of all, now we're in the Scratch editor, let's change our background. So we go to choose a backdrop, and there's loads of backdrops, but you can choose one. I chose the blue sky. Now let's change the character. In order to delete a character, we go to this, trash can button, and we click on it. Then it will delete your character. Then you go to choose a sprite, and then you can choose any of those sprites. But if you want a specific sprite and you have a hard time finding it, you can type in the search button up here. I'm going to search monkey because my brother loves monkeys. There. So this is our new sprite. So let's start coding. So as I said before, we need to use the when green flag click button. And we want to make it a bit smaller because it looks a bit too big. So we go to looks again and go to change set size to 100%. 100% is the size it's in right now. But let's make it smaller. Let's say 60% and it will look a bit smaller. Yeah. We shrank it to just over half the size of the monkey. In order to make it move left and right, we want to place it on the ground, which is basically this brown soil over here. We need to learn about coordinates. So we don't need to learn about the y-axis, which is a line going from the top to the bottom vertically. We're going to use the x-axis to make it go horizontally. So we want to move the position of the monkey onto the soil, that is basically the ground. So we just click it and then drag it to the position we want. There. So you see the X position here and the Y position. We won't worry about the Y position right now, but the X position is important in order for this program to work. So as you see, the X position is minus 188. So if we move right, the X position will basically increase. So if we make this go 178, it will move right. There, it moves over there. So the first thing we need to understand is that when it moves right, the X position, which is minus 188, increases. But if we want to make it move left, the X position decreases. So let's start making it move left and right. So we need to go to Control and drag in the forever loop. This will basically repeat the code that's inside of this loop forever. So now we need to put the code inside the loop. The code inside the loop that we want to put is we drag this if a condition then. So if that condition is true, then it will do what it says in here. So go to sensing for the conditions. And now you'll see this place where it says key space pressed. Now we drag it into this and it will fit perfectly. But we want to change key space because if we want to make it move right, we press the right arrow. So we'll do if right arrow is pressed, then, and if left arrow is pressed, then. So we need to put something inside the loop. So now we need to go to motion and then scroll down and go to change X by 10 and drag it inside. If we change the X by 10, this will make it move right into the positive section. There's two parts of it, and if it's a right arrow is pressed, it'll keep moving forward and forward and forward. But if we make the left arrow pressed, we want to do the opposite. So we drag in the same block, but we change it to -10. So it moves the exact opposite way. Let's run it. See, it moves. So it moves perfectly. If we press the right arrow, it's moving right, and left arrow, it's moving left. But what if you wanted to make it a bit slower? It seems a bit too fast. So we change that to 5, and we change that to -5. And you see, it's going half the speed. That's how I want it to be. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Making it move left and right is really important for making a game, because say you're making a sword fight game, we're going to make the character move left and right, maybe dodge some bullets, or if the sword is coming to hit the character, we want it to dodge. Yeah? So we learned how to do that. We need to go to Backpack and store this code, because if we store this code, we can bring it back anytime we want. So we drag it into the backpack. For example, I'm just going to make a new sprite. And that's going to be the cat. And we can drag that code back in. We will really want to drag the code back in when we're making a platformer, for example, where the character has to jump over obstacles. So, let's delete that. Also, you can change the sprite name. A sprite is basically a character, and we can change its name. For example, instead of monkey, we can call it anything we want. For example, baby. It's changed. Let's name it baby monkey because it looks a bit small. There, we changed the name. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching, and bye!